Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Sexual reproduction in flowering plants.
Sexual reproduction in flowering plants.
Are we not lucky that
Are we not lucky that
plants reproduce sexually?
plants reproduce sexually?
The myriads of flowers
The myriads of flowers
that we enjoy gazing at,
that we enjoy gazing at,
the scents and the perfumes
the scents and the perfumes
that we swoon over,
that we swoon over,
the rich color that attract us,
the rich color that attracts us,
are all there as an aid to sexual reproduction.
sexual reproduction.
Flowers do not exist only for us,
Flowers do not exist only for us,
to be used for our own selfishness.
to be used for our own selfishness.
All flowering plants show sexual reproduction.
All flowering plants show sexual reproduction.
A look at the diversity of structures
A look at the diversity of structures
of the inflorescence,
of the inflorescence,
flowers and floral parts
flowers and floral parts,
shows an amazing range of adaptations
shows an amazing range of adaptations
to ensure formation of the
to ensure formation of the
end products of sexual reproduction.
end products of sexual reproduction.
The fruits and seeds.
The fruits and seeds.
In this chapter,
In this chapter,
let us understand
let us understand
the morphology, structure,
the morphology, structure,
and the processes of sexual reproduction
and the processes of sexual reproduction
in flowering plants,
in flowering plants
angiosperms.
and geosperms.
Flowers are objects of
Flowers are objects of
aesthetic, ornamental, social,
aesthetic, ornamental, social,
religious, and cultural value.
religious, and cultural value.
They have always been
They have always been
used as symbol for conveying
used as symbols for conveying
important human feelings
important human feelings,
such as love, affection, happiness,
such as love, affection, happiness,
grief, mourning, etc.
grief, mourning, etc.
At least 5 flowers
Least at least 5 flowers
of ornamental value
of ornamental value
that are commonly cultivated.
that are commonly cultivated.
Find out the names of 5 more flowers
Find out the names of 5 more flowers
that are used in
that are used in
social and cultural celebrations
social and cultural celebration
in your family.
in your family.
Have you heard of floriculture?
Have you heard of floriculture?
What does it refer to?
What does it refer to?
To a biologist,
To a biologist,
flowers are
flowers are
morphological and embryological marvels
morphological and embryological marvels
and the sites of sexual reproduction.
and the sites of sexual reproduction.
In earlier classes,
In earlier classes,
you have read the various parts of a flower.
you have read the various parts of flower.
Figure 1.1
Figure 1.1
will help you recall
will help you recall
the parts of a typical flower.
the parts of a typical flower.
Can you name the 2 parts
Can you name the 2 parts
in a flower in which
in a flower in which
the 2 most important units
the 2 most important units
of sexual reproduction develop?
of sexual reproduction develop?
Pre-fertilization structures and events.
Pre-fertilization structures and events.
Much before the actual flower is seen on a plant,
Much before the actual flower is seen on the plant,
the decision that the plant is going to flower
the decision that the plant is going to flower
has taken place.
has taken place.
Several hormonal and structural changes
Several hormonal and structural changes
are initiated
are initiated,
which led to the differentiation
which led to the differentiation
and further development
and further development
of the floral primordium.
of the floral primordium.
Inflorescences are formed
Inflorescences are formed
which bear the floral buds
which bear the floral buds
and then the flowers.
and then the flowers.
In the flower,
In the flower,
the male and female reproductive structures,
the male and female reproductive structures,
the androecium and the gynoecium differentiate
the androecium and the gynoecium differentiate
and develop You would recollect that the androecium consists of a wall of stamens representing the male reproductive organ, and the gynoecium represents the female reproductive organ. Stamen, microsporangium, and pollen grain. Figure 1.2a shows the two parts of a typical stamen. The long and slender stalk called the filament, and the terminal generally bilobed structure called the anther. The proximal end of the filament is attached to the thalamus or the petal of the flower. The number and length of stamens are variable in flowers of different species. If you were to collect a stamen, each from 10 flowers, each from different species, and arrange them on a slide, you would be able to appreciate the large variation in size seen in nature. Careful observation of each stamen under a dissecting microscope and making neat diagrams will elucidate the range in shape and attachment of anthers in different flowers. A typical angiosperm anther is bilobed with each lobe having two theca. Yeah, they are dithecous. Figure 1.2b. Often a longitudinal groove runs lengthwise separating the theca. Let us understand the various types of tissues and their organization in the transverse section of an anther. The bilobed nature of an anther is very distinct in the transverse section of the anther. The anther is a four-sided tetragonal structure consisting of four microsporangia located at the corners, two in each lobe. The microsporangia develop further and become pollen sacs. They extend longitudinally all through the length of an anther and are packed with pollen grains. Structure of microsporangium. In a transverse section, a typical microsporangium appears near circular and outline. It is generally surrounded by four wall layers: the epidermis, endothecium, middle layers, and the tapetum. The outer three wall layers perform the function of protection and help in dehiscence of anther to release the pollen. The innermost wall layer is the tapetum. It nourishes the developing pollen grains. Cells of the tapetum possess dense cytoplasm and generally have
dense cytoplasm and generally have
more than one nucleus.
more than one nucleus.
Can you think of how tapetal cells
Can you think of how tapetal cells
could become binucleate
could become binucleate
when the anther is young?
when the anther is young?
A group of compactly arranged
A group of compactly arranged
homogeneous cells called
homogeneous cells called
the sporogenous tissue
the sporogenous tissue
occupies the center of each microsporangium.
occupies the center of each microsporangium.
Microsporogenesis.
Microsporogenesis.
As the anther develops,
As the anther develops,
the cells of the sporogenous tissue
the cells of the sporogenous tissue
undergo meiotic divisions
undergo meiotic divisions
to form microspore tetrads.
to form microspore tetrads.
What would be the pleiade of
What would be the pleiade of
the cells of the tetrad?
the cells of the tetrad?
As each cell of the sporogenous tissue
As each cell of the sporogenous tissue
is capable of giving
is capable of giving
rise to a microspore tetrad,
rise to a microspore tetrad.
each one is a potential
Each one is a potential
pollen or microspore mother cell.
pollen or microspore mother cell.
The process of formation of
The process of formation of
microspores from a
microspores. एक साथ सिंक्रोनाइज होके बोलो, एक आगे एक पीछे बोल रहे हो, शुरू से लो उसको.
as each cell of the sporogenous tissue
As each cell of the sporogenous tissue
is capable of giving
is capable of giving
rise to a microspore tetrad,
rise to a microspore tetrad.
each one is a potential
Each one is a potential
pollen or microspore mother cell.
pollen or microspore mother cell.
The process of formation of
The process of formation of
microspores from a pollen mother cell,
microspores from a pollen mother cell.
PMC,
PMC
through meiosis is called
through meiosis is called
microsporogenesis.
microsporogenesis.
The microspores,
The microspores,
as they are formed,
as they are formed,
are arranged in a cluster
are arranged in a cluster
of 4 cells,
of 4 cells.
the microspore tetrad.
The microspore tetrad.
As the anthers mature
As the anthers mature
and dehydrate,
and dehydrate,
the microspores
the microspores
dissociate from each other
dissociate from each other
and develop into pollen grains.
and develop into pollen grains.
Inside each microsporangium,
Inside each microsporangium,
several thousands of microspores
several thousands of microspores
or pollen grains are formed
or pollen grains are formed
that are released with
that are released with
the dehiscence of anther.
the dehiscence of anther.
Pollen grain.
Pollen grains.
The pollen grains represent
The pollen grains represent
the male gametophytes.
the male gametophytes.
If you touch the open anthers
If you touch the open anthers
of hibiscus or any other flower,
of hibiscus or any other flower,
you would find deposition
you would find deposition
of yellowish powdery pollen grains
of yellowish powdery pollen grains
on your fingers.
on your fingers.
Sprinkle these grains
Sprinkle these grains
on a drop of water
on a drop of water
taken on a glass slide
taken on a glass slide
and observe under microscope.
and observe under microscope.
You will really be amazed
You will really be amazed
at the variety of architecture,
at the variety of architecture,
sizes, shapes, colors,
sizes, shapes, colors,
designs seen on a pollen grains
designs seen on the pollen grains
from different species.
from different species.
Pollen grains are generally spherical,
Pollen grains are generally spherical,
measuring about 20 to 50 micrometers
measuring about 20 to 50 micrometers
in diameter.
in diameter.
It has a prominent
It has a prominent
two-layered wall,
two-layered wall.
the hard outer layer called the exine
The hard outer layer called the exine
is made up of sporopollenin, which is one of the most resistant organic material known. It can withstand high temperatures and strong acids and alkali. No enzymes that degrades
No enzyme that degrades. Please use thoughts.
and strong acids and alkali. No enzyme that degrades. Sporopollenin is so far known. Pollen grain exine has prominent apertures called germ pore. Pollen grain exine has prominent apertures called germ pores, where sporopollenin is absent. Pollen grains are well preserved as fossil because of the presence of sporopollenin.
The exine exhibits a
Fascinating array of patterns and designs. Why do you think the exine should be hard? What is the function of germ pore? The inner wall of the pollen grain is called the intine. It is a thin and continuous layer made up of cellulose and pectin. The cytoplasm of pollen grain is surrounded by a plasma membrane. When the pollen grain is mature, it contains two cells. The vegetative and generative cell. The vegetative cell is bigger, has abundant food reserve, and a large irregularly shaped nucleus. The generative cell is small and floats in a cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. It is spindle shaped with dense cytoplasm and a nucleus. In over 60% of angiosperms, pollen grains are shed at this two-celled stage. In the remaining species, the generative cell divides mitotically to give rise to the two male gametes. Before pollen grains are shed, three-celled stage. Pollen grains of many species called severe allergies and bronchial affections in some people, often leading to chronic respiratory disorder, asthma, bronchitis, etc. It may be mentioned that Parthenium or carrot grass that came into India as a contaminant with imported wheat has become ubiquitous in occurrence and cause pollen allergy.